Welcome to Nature Expo, where we elaborate so many things and facts about this world. Hacking is identifying and exploiting weaknesses in computer systems and/or computer networks. Cybercrime is committing a crime with the aid of computers and information technology infrastructure. Ethical hacking is about improving the security of computer systems and/or computer networks. What is hacking? Hacking is the activity of identifying weaknesses in a computer system or a network to exploit the security to gain access to personal data or business data. An example of computer hacking can be using a password cracking algorithm to gain access to a computer system. Computers have become mandatory to run a successful businesses. It is not enough to have isolated computer systems, they need to be networked to facilitate communication with external businesses. This exposes them to the outside world and hacking. System hacking means using computers to commit fraudulent acts such as fraud, privacy invasion, stealing corporate personal data, etc. Cybercrimes cost many organizations millions of dollars every year. Businesses need to protect themselves against such attacks. In this hacking tutorial, we will learn common hacking terminologies. What is cybercrime? Types of cybercrime. What is ethical hacking? Why ethical hacking? Legality of ethical hacking. Before we learn hacking, let's look at the introduction of hacking and some of the most commonly used terminologies in the world of hacking. Who is a hacker? A hacker is a person who finds and exploits the weakness in computer systems and/or networks to gain access. Hackers are usually skilled computer programmers with knowledge of computer security. Types of hackers. The hackers are classified according to the intent of their actions. The following list classifies types of hackers according to their intent. First, white hat hacker. Ethical hacker. White hat, a security hacker who gains access to systems with a view to fix the identified weaknesses. They may also perform penetration testing and vulnerability assessments. Second, black hat hacker. Cracker. Black hat, a hacker who gains unauthorized access to computer systems for personal gain. The intent is usually to steal corporate data, violate privacy rights, transfer funds from bank accounts, etc. Third, gray hat hacker. Gray hat, a hacker who is in between ethical and black hat hackers. She breaks into computer systems without authority with a view to identify weaknesses and reveal them to the system owner. Fourth, script kiddies, a non-skilled person who gains access to computer systems using already made tools. Fifth, hacktivist, a hacker who use hacking to send social, religious, and political, etc. messages. This is usually done by hijacking websites and leaving the message on the hijacked website. Sixth, phreaker, a hacker who identifies and exploits weaknesses in telephones instead of computers. Before going ahead, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to like it. Please mention your thoughts about the video in the comment box section. Now, next is the introduction of cybercrime. Cybercrime is the activity of using computers and networks to perform illegal activities like spreading computer viruses, online bullying, performing unauthorized electronic fund transfers, etc. Most cybercrime hacks are committed through the internet, and some cybercrimes are performed using mobile phones via SMS and online chatting applications. Next is the organization. A lot of money. Fake hacking can lead to loss of business for organizations that deal in finance such as PayPal. Ethical hacking puts them a step ahead of the cybercriminals who would otherwise lead to loss of business. Now we are going to talk about legality of ethical hacking. Ethical hacking is legal if the hacker abides by the rules stipulated in the above section on the definition of ethical hacking. The International Council of E-Commerce Consultants (EC Council) provides a certification program that tests individuals' skills. Those who pass the examination are awarded with certificates. The certificates are supposed to be renewed after some time. Great, you have come so far in this video, but wait, now you just completed one part of this word. There are some very important things that are still pending. We will take quick recap about what is hacking. How does hacking work? So, how do hackers hack? Hackers use a variety of techniques to achieve their aims. Okay, great job. Now we will discuss about some of the most common methods include social engineering. Social engineering is a manipulation technique designed to exploit human error to gain access to personal information. Using a fake identity and various psychological tricks, hackers can deceive you into disclosing personal or financial information. They may rely on phishing scams, spam emails or instant messages, or even fake websites to achieve this. Hacking passwords. Hackers use different ways to obtain passwords. The trial and error method is known as a brute force attack, which involves hackers trying to guess every possible combination to gain access. Hackers may also use simple algorithms to generate different combinations for letters, numbers, and symbols to help them identify password combinations. Another technique is known as a dictionary attack, which is a program that inserts common words into password fields to see if one works. Infecting devices with malware. Hackers may infiltrate a user's device to install malware. More likely, they will target potential victims via email, instant messages and websites with downloadable content or peer-to-peer networks. Exploiting insecure wireless networks. Rather than using malicious code to infiltrate someone's computer, hackers may simply take advantage of open wireless networks. Not everyone secures their router, and this can be exploited by hackers driving around looking for open, unsecured wireless connection. This is an activity known as war driving. Once hackers are connected to the unsecured network, they only need to bypass basic security to gain access to devices connected to that network. Gaining backdoor access. Hackers may create programs that search for unprotected pathways into network systems and computers. Hackers may gain backdoor access by infecting a computer or system with a Trojan horse, created by hackers to acquire and steal important data without the victim noticing. Spying on emails. Hackers can create code which allows them to intercept and read emails. Most email programs today use encryption formulas, which mean that even if hackers intercept a message, they can't read it. Logging keystrokes. Some programs allow hackers to track every keystroke a computer user makes. Once installed on a victim's computer, the programs record each keystroke, giving the hacker everything they need to infiltrate a system or steal someone's identity. Creating zombie computers. A zombie computer, or bot, is a computer that a hacker can use to send spam or commit distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks. After a victim executes a seemingly innocent code, a connection opens between their computer and the hacker's system. The hacker can then secretly control the victim's computer, using it to commit crimes or spread spam. What damage can hackers do? Cybersecurity. Hacking can cause real havoc. Whatever technique hackers use, once they have gained access to your data or devices, they can steal your money and open credit card and bank accounts in your name, destroy your credit rating, request new account personal identification numbers (PINs) or additional credit cards, make purchases on your behalf, add themselves or an alias that they control as an authorized user so it's easier to use your credit, obtain cash advances, use and abuse your social security number, sell your information to others who will use it for malicious purposes, delete or damage important files on your computer, obtain sensitive personal information and share it, or threaten to share it, publicly. Why do people hack? Who are hackers and why do they hack? Motivations for hacking vary. Some of the most common include money. The biggest motivation is often financial gain. Hackers can make money by stealing your passwords, accessing your bank or credit card details, holding your information to ransom, or selling your data to other hackers or on the dark web. Corporate espionage. Sometimes, hackers are motivated by stealing trade secrets from competitor companies. Corporate espionage is a form of hacking designed to access classified data or intellectual property in order to gain a competitive advantage over corporate rivals. Political espionage. Nation-states can use hackers for political purposes. This might involve stealing classified data, interfering with elections, accessing government or military documents, or attempting to cause political unrest. Revenge. Sometimes, hackers are motivated by anger, a desire to get revenge on individuals or organizations which they feel have wronged them in some way. Hacktivism. Hacking can be a form of civil disobedience. Some hackers use their skills to promote a particular political agenda or social movement. Notoriety. Hackers can be motivated by a sense of achievement, that is, breaking the system. Hackers can be competitive, challenging each other and gaining recognition from their exploits. Social media gives them a platform to boast about their activities. Security improvements. Not all hacking is malicious. Some hacking, for example, white hat hacking or penetration testing, is done to test vulnerabilities with the aim of improving security for all users. White hat hacking is therefore considered ethical hacking. A man working at a computer is frustrated to realize he's been hacked. The history of hacking. While hacking these days has a mostly negative connotation, this wasn't always the case. In the early days of computer hacking, hackers were seen as technology experts whose main motivation was to customize and optimize. As cybercrime evolved and became more complex and widespread, hacking became mostly associated with malicious activities. Let's look at a brief history of hacking. 1960s. The term hacking became associated with members of MIT's Tech Model Railroad Club, who would hack their high-tech train sets to modify their functions. They later moved on from toy trains to computers, experimenting with IBM 704s to try to expand the tasks that computers could carry out. Early hackers were interested in how they could explore, improve, and test the limits of existing programs. Their efforts often paid off, as they produced programs that were better than existing ones. 1970s. Computer hacking continued in the 1970s but diversified into telephone hacking. Phone hackers, also known as phreakers, tried to exploit operational characteristics in the telephone switching network, which had recently become completely electronic. John Draper achieved infamy when he discovered that a toy whistle found in Cap'n Crunch cereal produced the exact tone necessary, 2600 Hz, to indicate to long lines that a line was ready and available to route a new call. This allowed phreakers to dupe the network and make free long-distance calls. Interestingly, it was reported that Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were phreakers before founding one of the most successful computer companies in the world. 1980s. In the 1980s, personal computers were no longer limited to businesses or universities, they became more widely available to the public. This increase in availability led to a significant rise in computer hacking. The nature of hacking changed too. Before, hacking was often about improving computers. However, the newer breed of hackers were primarily motivated by personal gain, including pirating software, creating viruses and breaking into systems to steal information. The law started to recognize this new reality, with the passing of the Federal Computer Fraud and Abuse Act in the U.S. 1990s. Hacking really achieved notoriety in the 1990s, with some high-profile cybercrimes and arrests. Notable hackers in this decade included Kevin Mitnick, Kevin Paulson, Robert Morris, and Vladimir Levin, who were convicted of crimes ranging from stealing proprietary software and tricking radio stations to win expensive cars to launching the first computer worm and carrying out the first digital bank heist. 2000s government agencies and large corporations were increasingly subject to cybersecurity hacking. Prominent victims included Microsoft, eBay, Yahoo and Amazon, who all fell victim to distributed denial-of-service attacks. Famously, the US Department of Defense and the International Space Station both had their systems breached by a 15-year-old boy. 2010s. With the Internet now a central part of daily life, hacking became more sophisticated than ever. New cyber threats emerged on a regular basis. During this decade, the hacktivist group known as Anonymous came to prominence, exposing government secrets and leading digital crusades which they believed furthered the public interest. In response to both hacktivists and rising cybercrime, governments, big corporations and computer giants worked hard to improve their systems. Cybersecurity experts continue to innovate to stay one step ahead of the hackers. In 2022's hacking world are growing very rapidly and touching next levels. Now some FAQs about hacking. What is hacking? Hacking is a broad term for a range of activities that aim to compromise computers and networks, by identifying and then exploiting security weaknesses. Hacking is not always a malicious activity, but the term has mostly negative connotations due to its association with cybercrime. What are the different types of hacking? Hackers can be divided into categories known as black hat, white hat, and gray hat. The terms derive from the old Western movies of American popular culture, where the protagonists wore white or light-colored hats, and the antagonists wore black hats. Essentially, what determines the type of hacker is their motivation and whether they are breaking the law. Black hat hackers have malicious intent, whereas white hat hackers are considered ethical hackers. Gray hat hackers fall in between. You can read a more comprehensive explanation of hacker types here. What is ethical hacking? Ethical hacking involves identifying weaknesses in computer systems or networks, but instead of exploiting those weaknesses, as malicious hacking does, the purpose is to devise countermeasures which overcome those weaknesses. Essentially, the aim is to improve security for all. Ethical hackers are also known as white hat hackers, and they operate by permission of whoever owns the computer system or network they are hacking. They report all the weaknesses they have identified to the owner, as well as informing hardware and software vendors of any vulnerabilities they have found. They protect the privacy of the organization which has been hacked. Hacking prevention. You can protect yourself against hackers by following good cybersecurity hygiene. Here are some key hacking prevention tips to bear in mind. Use strong passwords. A big part of hacking is getting hold of users' passwords. It is therefore essential to use a strong and unique password for each online account. A strong password is made up of at least 12 characters, ideally more, and is a mix of upper and lowercase letters, numbers and special characters. It can be difficult keeping track of multiple passwords, so using a password manager can help. Use multi-factor authentication (MFA). Turn on two-factor or multi-factor authentication for as many of your online accounts as possible. MFA uses a second piece of information, often a code generated by an app or sent via SMS, alongside a password, adding another layer of security to your accounts. Be vigilant against phishing. Successful hacking often start.
I hope you are enjoying our videos. Thanks for watching this interesting video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon for the notifications of our videos.